The system that's been in place for over 30 years now is not working. I've heard time and again from parents and young people how they continue to battle every day just to get some of the basic services that they need.
We are proposing a series of reforms for children and young people who have special educational needs. These reforms are being trialled in 20 Pathfinder areas. They include extended support and protections from birth up until the age of 25, the introduction of education, health and care plans, and increased cooperation between services with the involvement of parents and young people. We recently went along to a Pathfinder in Surrey, where the reforms are being tested on a local level.
Well, it was great to get the opportunity to speak to so many parents and young people who have been piloting our reforms. It's an exemplar for the sorts of services we want to see right across the country.
My name is Susie Campbell and I'm the SEN Pathfinder Manager for Surrey, which means that I oversee all the different themes of work that are going on in Surrey. Well, the main aspects of the reforms that we're testing in Surrey are developing the single plan and an integrated assessment pathway. We're also testing establishing a local offer. We're testing personal budgets. We're working with the age ranges from 0 to 25. And we're really focusing on the co-production with families and young people. And by that we mean that we're not just consulting with families, they're actually sitting around the table with us, designing the new processes that they're going to be part of. And the young people are very directly involved in that as well. So they will tell us if what we've designed doesn't work for them, and they get us to change it.
Julie and Paul have two daughters, Amy and Chloe. Amy, aged 6, has a statement, whilst Chloe, aged 4, has an education, health and care plan.
There's myself and Paul, and we have two children, Amy who's 6 and Chloe who is 4, and they both have a chromosome disorder, microdeletion 1q21.1. I've got it, and my dad's got it, and my sister's got it. But we haven't been as badly affected as Amy and Chloe. In the preschool, wasn't too bad. They were very supportive. She went to a specialist one as well as a regular setting.
On Amy's transition from preschool to the main school, that was horrible. It was quite difficult.
They've never had a child there that's gone into that school that's not been fully toilet trained, and that was the whole issue. She just didn't want to. I got all budgets thrown at me, you know, and do you realise about the budget? And I'm going to fight this. And we had a lot of animosity at the beginning, and then it makes you feel, oh, I don't really want her. Should we be pulling her out? The best thing about the new scheme is definitely the communication and the fact that you can get other people who you want involved in your child. With Chloe, we actually are involved, so we go along to the panel meeting, which is brilliant. And then we gave them a photograph so they can actually put a face to the name, it makes it more personal.
Yeah, it was very good.
When Charlotte, our educational psychologist, came round, she asks you what you want. What do you want for your child? What do you think are the specific areas? And then we tell her that. And then she goes to the preschool setting and she has a chat with them. She watches Chloe and assesses her. And then she says to the preschool setting, what do you think that she needs? So it's all around Chloe and her needs, not anybody else.
I think there have been 3 principles that have emerged for us as the best practice and that have helped us to put in place the best plans for young people. I think the first one is at the beginning of our process, we support the young person to tell their story and to capture as full a picture as possible of them and their family. So we are really thinking about their strengths, their interests, the things that they're passionate about, as well as their challenges and difficulties. The second really important principle that's emerged is to use a person-centred approach, which really means working directly with the young person or the family, putting them at the centre of it, and really thinking through with them what works for them, what doesn't work so well for them, and then using that information to start framing the outcomes for them. And that takes us on to the third principle, because actually the plan then needs to be focused on the outcomes. What does that young person want to achieve, and what are the next steps towards that, and how will we know when we've got there?
Emerald is part of the Surrey Pathfinder and has an education, health and care plan. Emerald and her key worker, Julie, told us about how things have improved since she's been more involved in developing her own plan.
My name is Emerald and I'm at East Surrey College and I'm doing catering and hospitality.
Well, we've got the beginnings of a plan.
Yeah.
I mean, Emerald's actually, we're just beginning to pull everyone together to look at how we can support her to kind of aim for her goals, really.
It's about me knowing what I want and then what support I need and how to get there.
And have you always been listened to, do you think?
No.
How is it different when you're listened to?
I don't know. It makes a difference.
There were some problems at college, wasn't there?
Yeah, there was some problems at college. It was a massive building with lots of flights, and then there was lots and lots of noise, and I don't like that sort of thing.
So what have they
It
done,
makes me
Emerald?
feel very uncomfortable and very sad. So we sat down and we talked about what the problem was and then how we could deal with it. I asked them if they could change from a big building over to the other side, which was the new building before the other one was built, and we're over there now. It's much smaller and much more quieter.
Sometimes it's actually quite small changes that make a really big difference. I think we can get caught up in things always being really expensive, and often it's about the approach that someone has and actually really listening to somebody and then making the changes.
I think the best thing about these new reforms is that we're looking at one system now that will cover the age range from 0 to 25 and will enable us to plan for those key transition points a lot more effectively. I think that, coupled with the new relationship between families, the voluntary sector, the local authority and health, means that we can genuinely start to think in a much more holistic way about the needs of the young person and hopefully move away from just prioritising one set of needs and then not being able to access the support that might also be needed but that might happen to come from another service. So if we combine those two things together, I think there really is an opportunity to put something very new in place, to do something differently from the old system.
I think for Emerald's plan, I'm going to be her key worker because I'm leading on the work with Susie, and I think it's important that I'm able to kind of show other people, I guess, what the role is about too. And I've done quite a bit of work around person-centred planning before, so I can draw on those skills to help other people as well.
And it's also important that I have someone that I like and I know. I don't like to be with people that I don't feel comfortable with or don't understand me.
You know what you want really, don't you? I think you've got
Yeah.
quite a good idea of what you want.
To find out more about the changes to the SEN system, visit the Department for Education's website.